Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to another week with moi. So, before I go into the purpose of this particular video, let's recap over last week. So it was a 3/4 pound loss, which, to be honest with you, after a week of severe pain and everything, which then increases inflammation and so on, not too shabby. Not too shabby. A loss is a loss, as they say. But this particular week is going to be interesting because this week I took the executive decision to not do my usual exercise. I felt my body needed a rest. It needed that time to recharge. So all I've done this week is I've had an occasional walk, just out and about when it's not been hammering it down with rain, as it currently is at the minute. Welcome to the UK. Because like I said, I just wanted my body to rest, and to be honest with you, it has really helped. It's my joints feel a lot better. I actually, and this is tempting fate, I feel lighter. Whether that's just in my head, I don't know, but obviously we'll be finding out when I weigh tomorrow, because today is Saturday. So we will look into that later on in the video. One thing I did want to sort of touch upon though is the fact that inflammation is a bit of an issue for myself because of the arthritis. That in itself then makes the body hold on to water and for the repairing and so on. And someone made a very good suggestion to me. They said to me, have you tried golden paste? Now I thought they were talking about drugs to begin with, and I was like, well, you know, I've given up the drug scene. It's not my thing anymore. So I said, no, I don't even know what it is, to be honest. And they said basically it's something that they take morning and night, and it's meant to help with inflammation. I had to think what it was called then. So she sent me links, instructions and all that. And so what I wanted to do today was I wanted to go through what it is, and I'm also going to make some because I need to make some more, because you can make it yourself. Now, what it is, it's a combination of ingredients that really helps reduce inflammation. It is something that you can buy already in like tablet form, but then you don't know what else they're putting in it and so on. And so actually sometimes it's just easier to bloody make it yourself. So I am going to run through that with you today. But first, in a little bit of a Blue Peter style, let's have a look at what you're going to need first. The main component, turmeric. Okay, don't know if that zoomed in or there we go, right, whatever. Turmeric. Okay, so this is your main thing that is going to help reduce inflammation. I was sent a lot of links about the health benefits of turmeric. There's one from Harvard as well, which is meant, and they were basically saying, look, really good for reducing inflammation. They also believe it has anti-cancer or cancer preventing properties about it, and it's just basically a spice, isn't it? It's like herb, or I suppose it's a spice, is it? I assume so. So turmeric, so one of your usual sort of pots of it. I mean, you don't have to use that brand, any brand is appropriate. That's what you need first of all. Next you need virgin coconut oil. This particular brand is an organic one, so organic virgin coconut oil comes in a pot like that. If like me, you've never used this before and don't even know it existed, it's a little bit like candle wax. It's the best thing that I can liken it to with the consistency and what it looks like. This is going to help to bulk it out. Okay. You also need peppercorns. Okay, now peppercorns are needed to help the body absorb the turmeric and the benefits of the turmeric. So that is what we need as well. What you also need is an amount of water, which I'm going to go through with you as I do it. You are also going to need a pan. And it's a pan that you are happy to sacrifice, because once you've done it, you get that. Okay, it will stain the hell out of everything. Okay, which is why when you're also having it in its final form, try not to get it on your clothes, because it will stain, and stain it will. So this was a pan that was so small, I've never used it for anything, but you do end up with that. No matter how much you try and clean that, it is going to stay. It is what it is. Okay, so this is now a sacrificial pan that I've used and will continue to using. Likewise, sacrificial spoon, because that has been coloured as well. And basically what the end product is, in my Lilo and Stitch glass thing that I bought for £1.50, because it's going to stay in the fridge. You end up with something that looks basically like a little bit like a paste, powder, and what you end up doing is you take a teaspoon of it in the morning and at night. I will pre-warn you, one of the most foul tasting things I have ever had. Okay, so to counteract that, to try and get it out of the taste out of it in my mouth straight away, I don't know if anyone else has this ability, but I'm able to shut off my nose so that it's almost like when you've got a cold and you can't taste anything. So I have it, I shut off my nose, so I'm literally just chewing and swallowing it, knowing that it's tasting bad, but I can't quite taste it. I then have a little bit of a drink just to swallow it out. And then I immediately have a Baby Bell, a low-fat one, because these are only 40 calories. And I'll quickly put it in my mouth and chew it, because, funny enough, this is probably one of the best ways I've been able to find to get the taste out of my mouth, okay? Because it's not very nice. And when you're cooking it, it smells like how it tastes. Not particularly nice. They tell you that you can add this to, like, tea and stuff like that. Why? I haven't a clue, because it's foul. But why am I promoting this? Well, it's working. I think it's working. It's making me feel not so inflamed. I know the resting from the exercise has probably helped with that a lot as well, but I wouldn't be talking about this now if I didn't think that it works. So we are going to have a cook along together. Isn't that exciting? Right. So what do we need? Okay. Let's start off with a bowl, okay? What we are going to need is about a tablespoon's worth of peppercorns, okay? Now, I am not very accurate with this, so I am just going to zip down and you can look at my privates. Here we go. So, let's make it so it's a little bit level. There we go. So, I am just going to masturbate furiously till I feel like we've got about a tablespoon's worth. If you've got one of those automatic ones, that's even easier, but I've got one of the ones where you break your wrist trying to do this. Keep going. Now, I was told that this mix-up of it will probably make about 2 weeks worth. I think it's lasted just over a week, so I think 2 weeks is maybe pushing it a little bit, but it's due for me to make some more. Just do a little bit there. There we go. So what we have here, we have a tablespoon's worth, that's probably a bit more than that actually, that's not going to kill, a tablespoon's worth of ground peppercorns. What we also then need is the sacrificial, you know what. Let's get our turmeric, okay? I've already opened up the doodah for it. There we go. And we literally just want to pour the entire contents of it into said pan, okay? Okay, so that's your powder. The amount of water we need, God, that stinks already. Oh, the amount of water we need is 1.5 of these filled up. Okay, so I will leave you to watch the, tell you what, let me just spin it. 1 minute. There we go. That'll keep you entertained whilst I fill this in. Right, let's get a, so that's 1, pop it in. And then we want another 1/2 of cold water. Put a bit more. There we go. And there we have it. Right, so that can go away. So what we want to do is we now want to heat this, but we don't want it on high. We kind of want it on medium. And this is going to be a little bit like when you are making custard from custard powder. So you're going to be stirring it and stirring it and stirring it, and nothing's going to happen until a certain point when suddenly it just changes, because we're looking for the consistency of, and I was told, mushy peas, right? In other words, so it's thick. Okay, so let me just turn that on. This goes up to 6. I'm going to pop it on 3 for the minute. And all we're doing is we are literally, and this is where the people who hate metal on metal is going to cry. We want to just keep stirring that as the heat then turns on, and it's going to make it obviously turn from this, what is, as you can see, quite a very loose mixture, to a thick substance. Okay, so this does take a little while, so I'm not going to bore you with me standing here just spinning this. I will start the recording again once it gets to the point that I feel is what you need to look for. So we'll pause it there.
2 hours later.
Right folks, I think we're getting there. It's starting to thicken up a bit. I keep flicking between 3 and 4 on the hob because I don't want to burn it. Well, I don't want it boiling, to be honest, but at the same time I'm not standing here until my next birthday just stirring this round. I do apologise for the stirring sounds. I didn't have a wooden spoon that I wanted to sacrifice, so it's a metal spoon which has been sacrificial for this purpose. So I've just turned it up again. We're still going around with it, and I can already see that it is starting to, I don't know if you can see that, it's not as runny as it was. It's starting to thicken up. It's almost like a soup, like a thick soup. And we just want that to sort of thicken even a bit more. And as you're doing this, you will be questioning your life choices, you know, what it is you're doing with your life. Maybe you'll just think about sticking your face on the hob, and maybe that might help information. But do not worry. I can see it's starting to get to that consistency now. Yes, I can, as you can see, it is now really, I mean, you might not be able to see that. It's starting to get to that mushy pea stage. The water is disappearing, which is good, which is what we want. There we go. I can really see it starting to take shape now. There we go. That's the boy. Right. So we've got to where I want to go. Okay, and I don't know how much this is going to come out because it never works the same on this as it does with the eye. You can see that it is now gone to almost like a thick paste. Okay, that is what you're looking for. So what we want to do is then, we're done with the cooking, so that can go off. We now want to wait about 3 or 4 minutes just to let that cool a little before we then add in all the other bits and bobs. So I'll stop the recording again and we'll come back in 3-4 minutes.
2 hours later.
Welcome back. And so this has had a few minutes to cool down, and what you can now see, if it's going to allow you, it is pretty much like you wouldn't have been able to do that at the start. Okay, so it had, this is the beast. Okay, this is the beast that you're going to be finding. So now what we want to do is we now want to add in our peppercorns, our ground peppercorns. So I am just going to pop those in and beat it. Call social services. Right, and then stir that in a bit. Get the pepper mixed in. Now this is where we're now going to be adding in the organic virgin coconut oil, and just to show you what it looks like, yes, it does indeed look like candle wax, and it has the same consistency of candle wax, so it is actually quite hard, but you want 2 tablespoons of that, Get another one in there. And this will melt quite quickly actually. So what you want to do is you want to pop it in and then start mixing it in, which is why you don't want it to go cool, because you want to be able to mix in this coconut, what's it called? Coconut oil. Okay. And then what you actually get, you'll get a really refreshing sort of perfume of coconut. And you think, oh wow, this will taste quite nice actually. And there might be a bit, yeah, you might get a bit of turmeric, but you'll get a little bit of a coconut tinge to it. So maybe that will sweeten it up a little bit. No, you get no coconut whatsoever. All you will taste is turmeric. Okay, I know I'm not really selling it well to you guys, but believe me, the choice between something that tastes a bit rank for a few moments, morning and night, and then closely followed by Baby Bell, which is quite nice, versus pain from inflammation and such, I know what I'm going for. Okay, so now what this has done, this has smoothed it out. Okay, and that's bulked out somewhat. So this is going to be your final product. Okay, but obviously you don't have it like this. You have it in a container. So I've got my little Lilo and Stitch container here. And all we're doing then, we are just pouring this. This isn't going to help when you can't see. Pouring this into this glass jar. Being mindful not to let it touch anything because it will stain like a bastard. Okay, so let's get that in. And it looks like, again, not selling it well here, looks kind of like baby diarrhea, but if baby diarrhea is what's going to help with inflammation, then so be it. Right, this is where I'm going to make it even worse by scraping this. Oh, even I don't like the noise of that, but needs must, as they say. Right, you know what, I should be on all the cooking channels, shouldn't I? The swearing chef. There we go. I suppose they're all sweary really, just not on TV. Right, so what you end up with then is your diarrhea. Okay, well, this is your mixture. And then what I'm literally going to do now, I am going to place this in the refrigerator. There we go, it's better. Place this in the refrigerator to cool. I will now have some of that tonight and thank my lucky stars that I am. Now, I know that looks completely unappealing and I know that I don't really sell things particularly well, but it's working. And I guess the best things in life aren't the tastiest or the most brilliant. Hey up, I sense my partner is returning. Here she is, she's coming. She's back from her nail appointment. There she is. Hello. Ex-Mrs. Cress has arrived. And she's probably
banana and chocolate cookie. Muffin.
So there's me trying to talk about healthy things. You come in with a chocolate and banana muffin.
Yeah.
Lovely, okay.
With your puke.
I've labelled it as diarrhea. Oh. So there we go. Right, so on that note then, we best go see how I did with the weigh-in.
Week 46, I have literally just woken up, so I am like, sorry, I don't even know where I am. I'm going to fall over this in a second. Right, so you watched the cook along. Let's go see how I've done. Who knows? Who knows?
2 hours later.
That's the latest. Back to the video.
Right, so that was the latest that I did. Fingers crossed it was all right. Thank you ever so much. I hope you enjoyed this cook along that we had. You missed it. What nails have we got this time round? Let's see
We've got a
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. We're not gone for talons this time then.
No.
Right, okay. No, random. You just flipping off everybody on camera. If you liked what you saw, God help you. But subscribe, follow me, and see you around next time. Guess I better go for a little walk again.
Bye. Wise man Joe.
Wise Mount Jaro, come on in and you can see his goofy face, arthritic knee, still living life like he's 23. But no more chips and no more cheese, his boobs alone are double D's, and he sits down when he pees. Wise Mount Jaro, oh wise Mount Jaro, losing weight, that's his job, so he can finally see his knob. If only he could stop shoveling food in his gob, spending hours on the bog trying to pass another law. Wise Mount Jaro, oh wise Mount Jaro, subscribe to him now, it'll mean a lot, so he can finally stop being a blob, so he can finally stop being such a big old hairy blob. Subscribe to him now, it'll mean a lot, so he can finally stop being a blob, so he can finally stop being such a big old hairy blob.